Hey there, folks, and welcome back to Wildermyth. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm having a pretty good one. Nothing particularly crazy to report. My week is off to a slow and dreary start, sadly, but I am full of energy at least, and I'm happy to continue on with Wildermyth. We're making some good progress here. We are on Chapter 3 of the All the Bones of Summer pre-made campaign on Walking Lunch difficulty, the hardest in the game, with the carved in stone modifier enabled, and recommended calamity start. So, our previous episode, we ran this overland in Chapter 3, basically clearing some things out. We got another recruit to prepare us for later in the run when people retire, which will inevitably happen. And from there, we are poised to finish the chapter, I believe. We obviously have a few combats left. Hopefully I don't throw particularly hard here, but yeah, that's basically where we're at. And yeah, we're making good headway. I would argue that we're about halfway through the campaign at this point, which is pretty cool. Hopefully I can make some good progress into Chapter 4. I'm having a lot of fun so far. I really like this campaign's narrative. I like the diversity. I think some of the combats have been really difficult, and some of them have been, pretty tame. But one of the things about Drauven is that you should not underestimate them. They are notorious for surprise murdering your characters. It happens to me all the time, apparently. So, yeah, that's basically where we're at. As always, if you enjoy Wildermyth and do not hate my playthroughs, consider subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment. As I've said in a few episodes already, this is the last pre-made campaign. I'll obviously play through any more that they ever release, because that would be excellent. I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of procedural runs of this. I don't feel like I'm getting enough views on the videos to justify just recording a whole bunch of random runs here. They get a bit they're fun to play. I think that it's a great game to play procedurally, but I think the runs themselves might be a little bit uninteresting, repetitive maybe. I would have to cut out a lot of the dialogue, I think, because reading that slows me down a lot. Maybe I could get through an episode a day or something, but it's not bringing in a ton of views, so we'll see. If you're watching these videos, I'm considering moving on to something with a little more teeth and history. I might pick up XCOM 2 and give it a whirl. And I'm interested if any of the viewers of this campaign and this Wildermyth series at all might be interested in that. I'm basically looking for ways to potentially grow the channel in directions that play in this style of strategy game, which I enjoy a lot. Obviously, Wildermyth I think is exceptional, but it isn't bringing in quite the traction I was hoping for, so it's all good. Obviously, I still have the Monster Train, and we'll be continuing to record those, but I'm interested in thoughts of people, specifically those watching this series, because if you are here watching this, then hell yeah, you obviously enjoy the game, you obviously enjoy the style of gameplay, and I'm curious your thoughts, so do let me know. But that is enough about that. Let us begin the onslaught. We have two Drauven locations to take on here, both of them the quest locations. We have to capture some supply lines, and then I assume we're going to push in and destroy the Drauven warlord back here, and hopefully that goes well. I do anticipate an incursion at some point. I would like to clear these two, repair this location, this site here, and then I want to bulk up this town to tier 3. And all the while, I'm going to have these 3 over here run the home game and just pick up some of these locations so that I can actually upgrade my heroes, because I'm not having much luck in doing that right now. I haven't been able to actually spend the time doing that. So obviously they'll also need to recover this town after it gets blasted by the Drauven. Sadly, but it is what it is. So that's where we're at. Let's go ahead and begin the attack. Alright. Fire Eagles. Hot on the track of a band of enemies, our intrepid party races through the woods. Well, less racing and more, Look, who knew they'd be able to hide that well? It's not a very dense forest.
Does anyone hear them?
I hear yelling. Help, anyone! Let's go. I smell burning? The woods are on fire. I got that, yeah. The moose people rush to put out the flames. Phew! Thank you! That got a little out of hand. Did the Drauven set that? What? No, it was a controlled burn. Well, emphasis more on the burn part than the controlled part. Wait, you set the woods on fire? Only some of them. Oh, thank goodness, otherwise it might have been weird. Burning is very important for these woods. It keeps the fennel down. Fennel? Isn't that an herb? Well, yes, people cook with it, but it grows 6 feet tall and makes these thickets, so you have to burn it in order to save the eagles. So you burn the woods to save the eagles, who live in the woods. It's complicated. I can see that. Look, my name is Shenny. I'm here researching fire eagles. Maybe you could help me. Are we setting fire to the eagles? No, they're very rare. So you want us to hunt one and bring it back to you to study, right? What part of very rare was unclear? So this is complicated. There used to be boars here, right? The boars were the only things that would eat the fennel. Then people hunted all the boars because in addition to fennel, they were eating people.
That's a problem, yeah.
Not for the boars, presumably. So once they killed the boars off, nothing ate the fennel, and then the fennel would get really thick, and bunnies loved this because the thick fennel meant the eagles couldn't see them. So the fire eagles ultimately starved because there were no boars. Food chain is a harsh mistress.
I like bunnies.
Not as much as the eagles did. Anyway, burning the fennel will keep the bunnies from being able to hide so the eagles won't starve. But that's just the beginning. Now we've got poachers coming in to steal eagle chicks and sell them on the black market. Anything to save the poor eagle chicks. Thank you so much, it's a big help. Seems likely it's the same bunch we were tracking earlier. There's a fire eagle nest about half a mile that way. Take out all the monsters. Oh boy. Fire eagles are in kind of a weird situation because I don't usually like having a fire chicken pet. Also, there's a fire red scarf in this combat, which is a concern. Let's see, I can do a triple hit here. Pretty decent. We want to move up so I can get this stone. And then I want to discus here. I'm probably going to miss most of these, but it's alright. That was pretty good. We do kill one of them at least. I'm going to wall up here. Now I don't want to engage too hard. I will move up and then jump over. This will end my turn. I basically don't want them to have absolute control over this. It's unfortunate that it detected my dude. Ah yes, Channel Fireball. It's my favorite game. Excellent. And now the turns get problematic. I need a heroism here. There's just no way around heroism here. Yeah, okay, so I absolutely have no choice. We're going to use that on this one. Okay, I need to move him out of the bad zone. So I'll move him back 1. Take a decent shot here. It's pretty solid. Hit all 3 of them. The real unfortunate thing is, ooh, I can get a stab here, right? Sure can. I'll move this lad up. I'll move this dude here. Then I will compel this to move here. He should be able to stab everything here. Good crit. I was kind of hoping to leave one alive, but that's alright. It will do. She now needs to move and get out of here. Yep, just take the bonk here. She should get another attack now. Just kill that dude for sure. Oh, I love that kill. Pretty decent, all things considered. We don't kill the red cloak, but we did avoid the attacks. I could get him terrified, but I think that's a bad call. I'm going to wall up then. And he's going to throw an axe, maybe? What's back here? A discus? I'll take the discus, actually. I don't think throwing an axe here is going to be that good. Good, no one dies. Good block. Good block. Alright, here come the enemies now. Alright, I need to advance. I will move here. It's fine. He can take a shot. Pretty good hit, actually. Better than I expected. Move up here. Maybe get the kill. No, we're not stealthed is the main problem. Can move up here. Can move him here and then force it to walk in range. Which lets him stab it. Oh, well, he just crits it to death. Okay. You know, regardless, that's fine. I will now bounce back with the stealth here. Move up. Wall up. And then advance him in range of the Inspire here, I think. Yeah. That's fine with me. At a minimum, we killed the red cloak, which was really scary. And now these guys have to double move to advance. Yeah, okay. I need to kill this Drauven, most likely. Okay, this is gonna be tricky now. I would like very much to move unremembered here to be in range of both of these enemies, right? Okay, and then I would like to compel the Haunt to move here. And then he now needs to throw an axe at this Gore Lord, because that opens up a very strong set of attacks. Yes. I can now discus here. It's pretty decent, right? We can just see kind of what it gets. Okay, that's fine. It's a good crit. I do like that a lot. Because the crit opens up the stab on the Haunt here. Yeah, so we kill one. Warlord first. It's the worst. 2, the Haunt goes down. And yeah, I anticipated I might miss that. So I move him up, and he'll get the kill then. Let's see. I'm gonna advance this lad up here. She will wall up as Guardian. I mean, we're probably taking a hit from this Drauven with that Fisher Bell. It's pretty good, actually. The warding, the fact that they targeted there is pretty solid. Just take a shot on this dude. He's the only one left, so... Take the scratch and then take the stare. Cool, that's perfect. Because it'll be forced to run away into this attack. And this also... Yeah, this will be good. Cool. We pretty convincingly will deal with this critter now. Hit it with a rock because that seems good. Cool. Yeah, it runs away. And that's fine, because the important thing is that it could not take a turn on me. And we kill it. No casualties and only 1 damage taken? Pretty solid, admittedly. That was a scary combat, too. Speed plus 0.7. Interesting. Who should get this? I don't think it puts anyone over a threshold. We lose Freyland at the end of this. Retiring after this chapter. Yeah, his retirement age is 79. Okay, so he's going away. I'm going to have to replace him with Zariah. So I'm going to start buffing her a little bit. Afterward. Oh no. What is that thing? Burp. Is that one of the eagle chicks? Are we too late? Burp. Burp, burp. shows up at Freyland. Oh no. I think it likes you, Freyland. Let's see what Shenny has to say. So we cleared out your poachers, but I think they'd already gotten the chick. Burp. Is it too late? Have we handled it and now it smells wrong and the mother won't take it back? Don't be ridiculous. Fire eagles have no sense of smell. So then we can put it back. And it will stop hugging my leg and setting my socks on fire. No. What? Burp? That's not a fire eagle. It's a fire chicken. The poachers probably brought it along as bait. Burp, burp. So what do I do with it? I mean, they're pretty good in the mushroom sauce with some leeks. Burp. Anyway, thank you for your help with poachers. So what are you going to do, Freyland? I don't want a fire chicken on this dude. He does not benefit from it at all. So we'll set him free a ways off from here. Be free. And then he leaves. And then a fire eagle eats it. Chomp. Scree! Better story has never been told. Cool, alright. I will secure it. It says I have to capture it. I'm just going to work fast here. We're at the point where I don't need these items as badly. Yeah, just hustle it. Yep, they exhausted themselves. Seems reasonable. We've captured it. Cool. Okay, we did it. Great job. Now let's move on. Good, they captured this one. Let's now work on... What do I need? I have enough heartwoods, enough ingots. Hides and spell threads sound pretty good to me. Yeah, sure. Let's go, kids. Go do the thing. Alright, one more combat. Keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Apothecary. Valentine, fog comes back and I'm heading down the mountain. You stay if you want. Numsha Elm. Sounds like I'm here in time for the show, that right? Who's? Hey, you're the guy who made it all happen, Rolf. Still looking for fresh foxgloves, I'm sorry to say. Had some, but they got used. Look at you, all adventure worn. I'm not tired, just experienced, you know? Hey, we're here for the Drauven. Heard they were under Elder Meadow Ring in the valley. We've heard the same things. People in the lowlands are getting driven out. Yeah, well, Rolf, you remember my husband. Husband now, is it? The home smells like 6 kinds of sage. Numsha asked for my hand if you believe that. Why wouldn't he believe that? Well, spruce the place up a bit since you were last this way. Morn's good at the digging and sawing and building and all.
You're the apothecary Rolf talks about.
Runs in my family, you could say. Medicines for illness, treatments for pain, shrine and unctions and oils for other needs and uses. Plus, you know, general stuff. Herbs and herbal things. She has healing skill. not just mixtures. He'll boast about it, see? And all I'm saying is it's not just wolves out there. Little fight we're having? Who needs the sense knocked in? No, it's... Morn's been nervous since he found a shepherd and flock, all savaged together, little ways off from us.
Yeah, that sounds like more than wolves.
Stuff like that's been happening, and the low villages need healing hands, supplies, but Drauven rule the slopes now. It's getting worse, and we're not able to fight them. So I'm saying, if they can, folks will climb up to us. We need to be stocked and ready. Well, that's a safe plan. Numsha, you don't want to hide up here, do you? Oh, Rolf, I can't stand it. What good healer asks the wounded to drag their gnawed-on bodies to her door? I've got to go down there and help them. Hey, Rolf, love, remember the tea you wanted? I'm gonna watch the valley. Crane, you know these people too?
I'll be just a little bit.
It's just I'm not sure what magical power you think you wield that'll keep you safe. You're softer than me, dear, and I wouldn't like my chances. I need you too.
How long do we need to listen to this?
Ha, you can hash it out if you have to. Another day I'd be happy to play the audience. Well, it's not really your business either way. It's just we've come to rout these Drauven, and we will. We'll make the lowlands safe. Thought you said he was a hunter. Well, it's a hunter, yeah, of dangerous quarry. I mean, we'll support you, but we're not even militia trained. Aside from water and bandaging, Morn, stop. They're willing to do what's needed, no matter what it might cost them. We should follow their example. Let's see. We can argue for the husband being right. We're the fighters, you're the apothecaries, your hands will be needed, don't waste them on our work. Let's see, you need strength to swing an axe. I don't know. Rolf probably just be like, look, we're the killers, you're not. Yeah, it's fine. You think I'm a reckless fool then?
Yeah, kind of. But the way people talk about you, that's kind of what they find charming, right?
I'm sure you're brave. So brave and so brilliant, and look, if I didn't love you so much, I wouldn't be so set on holding you out of this. It's fine, dear, I just hope. Well, the thing now is to give you all the aid we can, right, Rolf? Crane? Let's figure out what you need. The apothecary and her husband provide Rolf and Crane with tonics and the recipes to repeat them, along with some other spare supplies. For Rolf in particular, the medicines he learns of that day will have lasting effects, helping to keep his body fit, his mind sound. After the coming battle, Numsha and Morn Elm will bring relief to the valley people. What if I didn't do this? I mean, where would I be? Would I be some kind of merchant, farmer, or whatever?
I know. I'm kind of considering a peaceful mountain home myself. Aren't you?
No, I don't know. It's just weird. This has become what I'm best at. And we get some random stats. Oh boy. And some... I'll take loot. Cool. Good old loot. Alright, let's blow some enemies up. More red cloaks. They're really making me work for it. Okay. Now, fortunately, we have a really good positioning here on this combat, actually. The enemies are clustered initially, which is very good. Let's see if I can take this shot. Pretty bad chance of hitting, but it is actually not that terrible. Let's see. Advance up here. I think I want to splinter blast this group, right? It's just so strong. Yeah, it's just incredible value. Half of them burn to death. Okay, so I need to deal with that Gore Lord now. I need to walk up and defend and do the same thing with her. Okay, how do I approach this? I could force him to run. I think advancing too hard here is dangerous. So here's the deal. I want to move up here and inscrutable stare the Gore Lord. So he runs away. And that should end my turn. The two stumps should die here from the fire, or only one of them was in fire, I suppose. He will waste his turn Yep, he wastes his turn running away, which is good. Ah, dang it. He's in the way. Okay, so that man wastes his actions, and that is totally cool. Now, I need to be very careful here, because this stupid red cloak is such a threat. We're going to back up one here and take a shot at the pilot. That pilot needs to go. She kills both if she hits here. It's pretty solid. I like that. Okay. Now we'll move him up. I'm going to compel the red cloak into the fire here. And then throw an axe at it. It's okay if they miss. That's the whole point of the action, is that they miss. But he triggers a very important set of... Like, yeah, he triggers the flanking bonus, which is the whole point of the thing. Clear that, and then we should kill. Excellent. Good job. Okay. This should be my whole turn here. We'll back her up now. It up, whatever it is. Skeleton friend. Now, the Gorelord probably is going to come back in, but he wasted his Bloodied Ferocity turn. I'm going to compel it to walk into fire. Sure. I now can... Ooh, Shark Trap is going to be really good, huh? So here's the deal. I want to use... I'll advance him, take it 90%. Good. This should allow Unremembered to get a clean kill. Good job. Cool. That means now I can interfuse with the gear pile up here and lay down a Shark Trap. Which I think is one of my favorites, personally. Get out of the debris so we don't light on fire. We're going to now stay out of the fire, yeah, and set up defenses here. That'll be enough. For now. Okay. Freak, that's whatever. Okay, man steps in a shark trap, seems good. He's standing in fire, seems bad. Can compel. And this dude to just straight kill himself on fire here. That's pretty funny, actually, right? Oh yeah, he walks into the flames, of course. And then we shark trap again to get the Drauven. I will advance this lad for a stab. He's apparently just so strong that he kills that thing entirely. Which is great news. And she's gonna walk back and extinguish the fire that the Drauven infused with in order to disrupt that. I think we should be able to get a free kill on this haunt, right? Maybe not, actually. Let's chill then. They can't do anything. I don't really care then. We'll take a shot here. Kill the Stormthroat. I don't want to get to deal with his bird. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, he gets spinned. He interfuses but can't do anything. Cool. Take this shot. And then Unremember should be able to one-shot the Drauven without much issue. Good. Good job. We navigated that combat expertly. No combat damage taken. Team is good. The big risk to the team, of course, right now is retirement. We're strong, and that means we're going to be weak when we lose people. But that's why I have a replacement for Freyland. What is this? It's all the same. I don't already have the tier 1s. I don't need this. I'll take the fabric. A ring. It's pretty good. Accuracy. Probably goes to Rolf, honestly. Yeah, I think it will. So he hits more often. Sure, seems good. Take that. That's the last of them. What's that over there? Please help me! Oh, surprising. Where are you from? We can escort you back.
Lucky for you, we happened by.
I have no home anymore. They came upon us at night, swooping in like vultures. They killed everyone, my friends, my family. I don't know why I was spared, and I've lost track of time. Perhaps they meant to keep me as a meal. I have no family to go back to. I have nothing. Don't force me back to that empty village. Take me with you instead. Let me seek my vengeance by your side. You are worthless to me, so go home. Vengeance will only eat away at you, and it's not a good reason to leave your home. Maybe you're right. I don't want random scrub-a-nub. Okay, we've cleared them. Let's capture it now. Work faster. Good, they finished that. We will now more, let's see, heartwoods and hides, heartwoods and spell threads. This is worth it. Good, we claim that zone. I need to repair this location now. They're going to be traveling along. Okay, claim that. What is this? 2 hides? Honestly, it's what, 2 fabrics, I think? Yeah, sure. 2 fabrics it is. Good, we've claimed it. These do not connect, so let's... Interesting. The question is, I have to patrol this if I want to defend this. I'm always getting another set of calamities in this world because, I mean, just look at how much time it takes to travel to the next location. So here's the deal. I'm going to patrol here. God, that's so gross. Wait, this is the deepest infestation, huh? Deepists, huh? Well, let's just go ahead and scout ahead and kill the deepest then, I think. Alright, they have that. This is a bad invasion lineup, right? They're going to go for Finisterre, so we need to take the Chasana altar. Set that at least to tier 2 defenses. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. I don't care about deepest upgrades. It's very interesting. No Drauven upgrades. I will allow all of these to happen. I know the Faithful is potentially scary when I'm just about to fight deepest, but I don't really mind. Good. Now, this means I actually caught it 6 days early, so I can take this attack, clear out all of these. Yeah, good. Let's do it. Yep, let's do it. Fireball! The night before the Battle of Seldiamen's Weaverworks, Crane provides the evening's entertainment. The story of Lifa Overbridge the Arcane. It's a classic. Lifa Overbridge the Arcane, and Crane... Oh, it's a classic, and Crane takes his time with it. And Lifa the Arcane raised his hands high and threw them forward, and a great ball of fire swallowed up the goblins. If only Freyland could cast Fireball. Ugh, what do you know? Can you convince a tree to explode on your enemies? I hate this story. Also, goblins? We should be so lucky. Feh. He's angry. He has been incensed by his daughter. Did you see that? Some whip Zambo critter. Ooh, interesting. He's really bad at following it. I guess he'll try. Grab your gear. Let's follow it. Okay, bud. He senses. That way. Now right. It's leading us. Wait, maybe, yes. It's Seldaman Weaverworks. What's this? Are you trying to kill me, little one? I can't drink this. I'd go blind. It's... And Freyland the Arcane lifted his arms up.
It's incredibly flammable.
Years later, Crane would tell this story.
And just threw them forward. Thank you, little one. We can handle the rest.
Oh boy.
And the great fireball swallowed up the deepest.
Sick. He learns Fireball, which is honestly one of my favorite abilities for a mystic. It's a really good pickup. Ooh, alright. I do need to deal with this mush rocks, huh? Gross, a Merc Mother. This is a bad positioning for me. That's a good crit, though. Pins that dude in the back. Alright, now this is a Leafed Spirit. Who could benefit from this upgrade? Honestly, no one, really? I'll take this kill with Unremembered here. I can get it for the legacy point, which I very well may do. Let's see, we'll take the shot on... Huh. He could hit the Merc Mother too. These two are pinned. I don't really mind them that much. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, they're pinned, so I don't care about them. It does make hitting them really easy. It's kind of an interesting situation, right? We'll advance slightly. I want to see, can I compel this thing to line itself up here? Sure can. Sure can. That's pretty solid. And then she can walk up and give this dude a bonk. They're pinned, so it doesn't matter. And now I can get the legacy point. I'll take it. Run free, Mr. Spirit. And improvised fireball and just kill them. It doesn't matter, actually. I could kill this thing with an axe, though. Sure, why not? It's a good kill. Oh, and I launch fire? Or do I? No, I don't. Okay. That's fine. The Merc Mother will hit me. With that bonk. Yeah, it's inevitable, I think. This dude can't do anything. I don't care. Go up and stab it here. Okay. You can just stunt it too. That's totally fine, Crane. Which means now she will bonk it. And get that kill. Cool. Alright, good positioning. Good setup. Handled it admirably. Now we need to just simply advance. Yeah, let's put her up here. Pause. Okay, they are threatening the door. So we open the door. And we shoot the man that's trying to open the door. Fair enough. And we bonk. The other dude trying to open the door. Okay, so there's the faithful. Let's go wall up there. We will set up here. I will interfuse. What is this? Constrict? Yeah, sure. And I will lock down the faithful to the best of my ability. Yep, seems good. We'll send out Unremembered. Just kind of chill. Yeah, they'll advance, no big deal. Cool. The man is glowing. He is protected by the faithful. I could... The nice thing about Unremembered is Unremembered will not trigger most of these attacks. Or the retaliation, at least. Okay. How much damage do you do? 12? You have, what, 14 life? Interesting. This actually is a really good fireball, huh? It's time for fireball, I think. We'll throw an axe first. And then I'm going to throw a fireball. Cool. That's good because now Unremembered should be able to just kill the faithful outright. Cool. She is stealthed, so go hide. Just guardian it up at this point. I could heroism and try to bop this thing to death, but I just put myself out of position. It's gonna have cover, it has to get through, like it barely does any damage, and it kills itself on archery. Seems good. It's another retaliation. Oh, sure. You just bounce attacks back and forth. It's fine. I think we have very little risk here. Advance, take this shot. Good hit. We should get a stab here, right? Yeah, alright, we got it. Good job. Go team. A little bit of damage taken. Simply unavoidable early on from a bad start, but not bad overall. Like 2 on Crane. Ooh, potency. Potency is really good on Unremembered because, as you recall, the skeleton attack. Let me see if I can find it. Combat, yeah. Strike. It bases itself on both bonus damage and potency. And the bonus damage here is 1 plus 1. Pretty decent. Potency would be really good elsewhere, though, potentially. See if I can find anyone who really benefits. Crane, of course. What's the likelihood he makes it all the way through? Pretty slim. Well, actually, think about this. If there's 10 years at the end of this one, he goes to 58. He makes it through the end with a 59 retirement age. And thanks entirely to his upbringing. I'm going to give it to Crane. I think he actually can make it all the way here. And it does put him over a useful threshold for his broad swipes. So we'll do that. Cool. Now, the invasion happens in 8 days. I can claim this in 13, which forces it to fight. Or I can go tier 2 in about as much time. But I don't want to waste my time claiming this. We're going to go prepare a defense here. And at least get up to tier 2. We'll get the invasion. Yeah, of course it's going that way. That's fine. Let's see, can you get up to tier 3 in any reasonable amount of time? 39 days? Probably safe. Alright, it's 29 days out. Wow, okay, yeah, we can get up to tier 3 on this, huh? Now, that's interesting, actually, because it's so far out. I might just be able to bum rush this. 15 and 9. Yeah, actually, we just go way far ahead. This incursion is super slow, and it never takes anything. I don't risk anything either, so I'm actually just going to chill until the T3 happens. Right. Why is it even attacking this location? I didn't take it, right? Ah, whatever. I didn't claim it. I just kind of cleared it. But I did get a lot of upgrades on my locations here, and this will have to do. We're going to finish the chapter here. I think this is going to just be correct timing. So, yeah, let's go. Everyone's at full life, no problem. Oh, it's waiting for me to provide input. Right. Good, let's go. Okay. Betrayal at Weldwall. Weldwall is the ruin of the Elnish city of Uneth. It smells faintly of eggs. Warlord! Warlord! Scouts have spotted soft skulls. Down the ret road they come, protected by trunk and muck and murk flow. Sending the Wingsen away seems foolish now, but it is as I said to her, Versal does not forget us. Up there is Trava, see? Trava is always lucky vision for me, since first I saw. Good barking, symbol, sign of the great fate that reached out for me. The company approaches by way of a slim road that strays through sulphurous swamp. It's good timing. Thinking, Crane. We'll get inside the old walls without a fight.
What if it just means they're all concentrated inside together? Wouldn't that be bad?
I'm sick of feeling like we're following orders, some kind of lizard politics at work. At the end of the path, the ruins begin. Past them swells a misted slope. And from stone a ship was shorn, crowning the hill, a vessel on a voyage of stillness, ever at distance, ever at home. Hilltops. Oh, wait, wrong person. Hilltops are for warlords. Can we survive the climb?
Scatter his fires, shred his flags, and I wager he'll come down to us. Free Skull Ward.
What am I doing? I destroy his banners? Yeah, that's a scary set of enemies. Lots of stumps, a haunt, terrorbird, stormthroat, a raid knight, a red cloak, and then a bunch of the upgraded dudes. Okay, where are these banners now? It's a bird statue. It's not a banner. Drauven will keep coming. Gross. Okay, so starting me all scattered out like this is pretty abysmal. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I will take the stump, I suppose. Okay, they don't show me where the banners are that I must destroy. Yikes. Okay, well, let's send in the archer, the stealthy one. We'll advance to the left, I think, and then up through this little protected area. It maybe gives me a good vantage point. I assume one must be here, and then maybe one over here on the right. I don't want to advance that way, though. That's very open. Oh, there's a barricade, huh? Interesting. I wonder if the enemies are in a defensible situation here. They might be. We'll just advance up. I will take the opportunity to silk step my archer since I don't know where any enemies are. Interesting. No enemies. Uh-huh. Okay, we'll withdraw. I'm going to use... Yeah, I'm going to use this area for sure. Okay, there is a bowman there, huh? Interesting. Are they in a defensive location? That's kind of interesting if they are. Huh. His range is 7. My range is 10. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can I take a shot from further back, I think? Oh, a haunt. That's a fangbow actually approached. They are searching. Okay, they're coming from that angle. Alright, so... Alright, we need to hunker these ones down, I think. This is a good defensible location here. I'm going to... The tough thing is, enemies will keep coming. So, I can't dawdle. Yeah, enemies spawning from the left here and the right. This looks like a very difficult setup, right? Huh, okay. Alright, so I definitely need to push forward, but I have to deal with this raid knight. So we'll pull back here. I think it is 100% correct to do so. I'm going to move up to the door here. And we will Guardian it up. I'm going to interfuse here with the grain bags in the back. And additionally interfuse with what? Viscous, I think. She's gonna chill. Yep, it's coming along. Enemies spawning. Yep, there's that Raid Knight. It's in a really nasty position for me, huh? Okay, so here's the deal. I think I have to deal with him. Just no way around it, right? I'm gonna take that shot on him. I'm going to move Archer up, and I'm going to actually set up Unremembered for the kill here. Yeah. I can actually hit from way back here, huh? His movement is absolutely crippled. I think I'm going to actually shoot him from back here and take the damage where I can. We'll Guardian. I'm going to Guardian here. And then you can't move very far at all, so I'm going to advance Unremembered here. A lot of enemies are coming up at me, huh? Yeah, he attacks that. Door is open. Yeah, and there's one of the banners. I kind of expected that. Alright. Things are getting spicy now. Okay. I need to kill this Fangbow immediately. So I'm going to pop out. Let's see, if I advance slightly... I should be able to compel... Yeah, this is good because it moves him into kill range here. He just kills two of them. Good. Let's see. I will take the shot here. It's a good stunt, actually, because that means that Freyland now can constrict this dude. And even if that misses, I get a guaranteed crit on him, which kills the Raid Knight. Okay. Which is one of the more threatening ones here. Now, I should be able to take Daneth up here and set up a defense. And then Unremembered can fall back because I'm much less scared of these two randos that are coming at me. I can deal with them. No problem. Yeah, okay, fine. Ah, there's the Fireball Man. Okay, fine. Good dodge. Good kill. Like that. Storm Throat. And a Stump. And we have enemies coming from behind. Ooh, buddy. Okay. Alright, how am I approaching this? I think I need to step up here. And I need to stab two of them. So here's my play, is moving them up. I'm going to compel this dude to move up next to Crane, because Crane should be able to kill at least a couple. It's fine. Yep, we'll take the kill here on the Stump. I'm gonna back him up. I'm gonna work on this bone dude in the back. I think he is pretty terrifying here. Unremembered can do a lot of damage here. Yeah, good. We're not gonna deal with the Red Cloak on this turn, but that's okay. And this guy, he can take a shot on on Rolf, I think, which is unfortunate, but we'll just have to deal with it, I think. Get out of there now. He'll advance for sure. Now, what do I have available to me as an option? I have the improvised fireball. Pretty good. I can attack the banner. Fine. I could move. I could interfuse. Enemies are spawning next turn. So I need to think a little bit. What's my weapon swap here? It's just a staff, I think, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's fine. Throwing an axe doesn't really do anything here, I don't think. It doesn't change much. Walling up would be superior. Strike 5 to 6. A wall is pretty big value here, actually. The only alternative, I think, is if I want to send my fireball here, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm going to wall here. Because at worst, yeah, it will do. Good untouchable block. Good block on that. Good retaliation shot. Ooh, Gorelord. And he's gonna go for my weak dude, but the walling will matter. Good block. Enemies are just pouring out here. Oh, buddy. I don't know what spawned there. This is tough, right? Alright, I'm going to move him here and take the double shot here. We're going to really want to compel the Gorelord up. Right? Move him here. We compel the Gorelord up. I remove the bird. My hope is to kill the Gorelord on this turn, which we can do. Good bonk. And now, Unremembered should be able to kill this thing. You can walk through fire, right? Yeah, you can. Good. The haunt dies. We see the stump is what we spawned here. And I'm going to move her up so we can assassinate the red cloak, I think. This Fangbow is going to be a problem. But I think I need to... I might be able to use them to deal with this, right? I need to move him out of that range. Absolutely. Just no doubt in my mind. I want to put him... He actually can take the red cloak's attack significantly better with the warding. I want the Inspired to be everywhere on everyone, though, so we'll do this back here. That's fine. They're out of range. Good. Now, the really only question here then becomes, what do I do with Unremembered? Is it time to deal with this Fangbow? So if I send her back, then we're killing the Fangbow next turn. I don't think Rolf is going to be able to solo it. It's almost assuredly going to cause problems. Meanwhile, these warriors can pretty reasonably deal with the red cloak, I think, combined with Freyland. Alright, so we're going to lock it in. I'm going to move back now into the Fangbow's range, and we're going to have our turn from here. Okay, no one dies to a fireball. A bird comes out. Great. Alright, Rolf takes a damage. It'll have to do. A new fireball comes out. A good block happens. The stump moves. Okay. Just take this shot. It does not matter what it is. We now move. And one shot. The Fangbow. Good. We now move her. Unremembered out. Okay, next order of business. Man, that bird. bird came out in the worst possible location. I could compel it out of the way, right? What if I move it into the fireball? Does that get it killed? Yeah, we're going to advance here. I'm going to have him compel the bird over here. And then we're going to take a stab on it. She's going to move just out of range down here and kill it. And then he's going to just move out of range again. Yep, he's going to move out of range and interfuse with the bone banner so I can use its powers against it. I need to deal with this red cloak, but I have killed almost everything else here. How far can we move? I can stab it. I can compel it to walk out, which is pretty strong. I think I can kill it on this turn, honestly. It's a good bonk. Yeah, I think I reasonably can kill this thing on this turn. So we're going to commit to that strategy. Let's see, this thing has a lot of warding, right? Just gonna go back him up, and he's gonna attack the banner and kill that. How much damage do you do? You do almost enough to kill it. He can move up, and then what? Throw an axe at it, maybe? It's not a good axe throw, huh? I'm gonna move up anyway. Ah, it's a good stunt. I like to see that. We should be able to kill it now. Yeah, good job. Cool. Whew. Alright. Good job. We have dealt with one of them and killed a large number of enemies. So the other one most definitely is on the right-hand side here. Yeah. Let's advance into the building and see what we see. Okay, cool. There is a Drauven in here. It doesn't know where I am. Great chat. Pilot just spawned, which is unfortunate for me. Okay, I think this is a turn of movement, almost certainly. Just gonna Silk Step. I'm gonna move the team up. Yeah, we just need to move the team up, really. To the best of my ability. Okay, Unremembered can do some cheeky stuff here. There's the banner. I could maybe have... I mean, she almost kills it outright. 5 damage on the banner. 6 there. I don't need to be too aggro. I just need visibility of what's about to happen. So we chill here. This thing will almost definitely interfuse and take a swing. No swing. There is the pilot, which is the real threat. Okay, we're going to compel this dude to walk up so that he gets bonked and then immediately stabbed. Pretty good. Alright, this thing, it can jump at me. So I need to stay at least a little bit spread out here. Keep the stealth going. He might be able to just kill this dude. He just kills this man, right? I don't want to do that, though. I want to guard up here. Force the enemy to come to me. I will interfuse with this barricade, actually. And then also nothing here. We end our turn. Unremembered is going to just come and chill. Cool. This dude is probably going to walk up from the left. The pilot is going to attempt to do something. Or he has no idea where I am. The enemies seem pretty lost, actually. Which is a bit interesting. I guess, pulled everything, huh? Yeah, I mean, the pilot has no clue where I am. It's kind of interesting, right? I can advance a little bit. And maybe just be perfectly fine here. I'll advance unremembered, see if I see an enemy. Not much left. Some things will, of course, spawn. The pilot will probably move and detect me. Yeah, it finally sees me. We did get an enemy spawning, so fine. That dude on the left just kind of gave up, so that's cool. I should kill this pilot. Don't be too greedy here. Good stunt. Throw an axe at it. Kill it with an axe, potentially. Yeah. It's funny, I can actually guarantee the hit with the axe here. Which kills him with the axe. I love being able to throw axes. I'll interfuse with the bone banner now. Which is very good. Need to wall up a bit. I'll take the shot. I think we need to deal with this Raid Knight for certain. That's a really good stunt to see. I could potentially stab it out, right? How much life does this thing have? 8? I do... It's gonna be, what, 6? 6 attack, yeah. It's only 6. Because it ignores armor. Okay, we just kind of chill then. Sure. It will advance, probably shoot me. Oh, or get himself killed. Also good, actually. Also good. I can just take the bone lance, which is perfectly suitable for me. And just stab this thing. Cool. Danith will now walk up and bash this in. I'm gonna regroup Crane before doing this. We get the banner down. Okay, well played. Let's see. Betrayal at Weldwall. Rava's scroll is showed Versal attacking them, biting their backs. Now we thunder and fling. Now we catch them like frogs between clutching claws. Warlord, we shall fly to victory or the Veld. The warlord's bellow blacks out other sound for a thought-barren moment. Then he comes charging down the hill. Drauven enters the fray with a bunch of dudes. Okay, enemies stop spawning now. It's a pretty good shot. It's a good crit. Now sadly, if I had been smart, I would have held, right? This is another case of me. I should have waited around. Now I take it. I get swung at pretty damn hard here. We'll group up. Yeah, it's unfortunate. A good hit on their part. Oh god, there's Drauven. Steven takes a swing, and we get shot, but that is blocked. Okay, all things considered, significantly better than it could have gone. I wish to advance our dude. He swings on everything here. Unremembered should be able to blast from here. Let's see. Steel Fire is pretty strong if I can get that. It's honestly probably the Discus. Good. I'll take that crit. Because she should now be able to get a good bonk. Yep. And we get a kill on him. Cool. So he has died. And now, who has another round? Alright, yeah, I'll take a shot here. I'm going to inscrutable stare the Drauven and give up my hidden for it. Force it to do something else. The only one I risk at here is the stump that was hidden on the left and this fang bow, which can't even hit me because it's that bad. Cool. Let's see. Alright, we should be able to absolutely stab this thing. 91% seems good. Just take the guaranteed crits. I don't need this inspiration here. Cool. The only enemy that remains now is this stupid Drauven, who's gonna walk into some shark traps. And then most likely get stabbed. If it attempts to walk this way, it just gets absolutely demolished. Take a shot, sure. Oh boy, it got stuck. Oh, I pulled my man. Oh no. Take the 100%, go behind it, and stab it. Well played. Well played. A pretty tricky combat to navigate, but we did get through it, so that's excellent. I found tier 2 knight gear, which I will give to Danith. Yeah, I like that. That is an upgrade. Cool. Rolf levels up. Long reach is actually pretty good on him, but he is already ranged, so it's not that big of a deal. I could upgrade archery and he becomes very dodgy against ranged attacks. It's probably better than any of the other options. Yeah, sure. Alright, in his summer eyes, the mist and gray, wet grime of this earth have gotten on everything. Ooh, alright. My man is dying. Warlord. With a groan, his huge hand grips the crossbow from the dirt. No, get Rolf! And a shot is fired, but he dodges it. Who does it hit? What did it hit there? Crumpling his bow and shaking fingers, Drauven dies, rolling a low Drauven curse moan in his throat. Elsewhere. Wingson, we did not know. Your return was not barked by the bird's keeper. I cannot return to a place I have not been. I left my warlord in danger and came further than expected to find you. Where is Versal? You must leave him to... I wish for a fire to dry the cloud's kiss off my back. Drisak Tariat Tor. More Adwaina Tila looped in. Thalos Isos Tariat Tor. More Mina Liva Turin. The Drauven chants mage word, his voice cutting, practiced patterns in the candle-sweet air. Nisprime. Drisak Tariat Meso. More Mul Sena out no in. Thalos Talsat Tariat Misos more al Ava Yuyovin. And finally, in flat hammered Yandric, he sings, Summer follows spring, follows winter, follows fall. Shadows follow moonrise, follows sunshine, follows squall. And fire one day follows fire. And the egg cracks. This moon is for remembering. They camp at Weldwall, tidying away the Drauven dead. There's 3 heroes with a long road behind them. The fire and the fight at the fairground that made us who we had to be, and I, for one, wouldn't change it.
Yeah, well, you didn't lose anyone in that fire, did you? A lot of people did. Don't say witless things.
Memories, my friends, my husband. Counting them makes us old, you know. Something is over that night. We must have had some wits between us to make it so far. Something is begun. For Saul, Thuvane is your warlord. Thuvane is barely Drauven. He speaks Yandric better than Druvwall. The dragon turns its head to each voice and makes no noise of its own. His gaze is a geode of every impossible wish I have ever harbored. Thuvane's? No. In his summer eyes, warm infinities of intellect. In his subtle mouth, a smile as hungry as the sun. Wingson Pjark, you are fortunate enough to stand on the bridge between mean history and the sum of a Drauven age. A mended people we now are. It's a bridge I built. Did you? From where I perch, I see a Drauv who has laid all his labors on broader, fitter backs. My back was bent, my future bowed, even as I tumbled from the egg. You could never comprehend my life, Wingson, if you could live it all in civic poem. Only my blood was fit. It is dragon blood. Thuvane may as well be an ox, and let him be slaughtered as one. Our people are here. Their king, their summer king, is here. What I think you mean is, he is dead. Thuvane was meant to die at the Weldwall. Do I not understand you rightly? In that moment, no disassemblance can form behind the Demon's jaws, so he shuts them. I ought not to have left him. I am glad that you did, Pjark, sister. His voice nests in you. It is not only Pjark's rigid purpose that is shattered then and remade. The long-settled fate of all things is refigured. A dragon has spoken. Summer King, you can't... Savon, call me. Titles are for creatures who crawl and crave authority. The truth of me is crown enough. Sivan, Egwet little wonder, you cannot know who Thuvane is or was. His might and force of will are what made your hatching possible, are what make our people strong. And yet I can hear in your voice, sister, a sorrow. He did not listen to you, did he? His ear was wadded with honors, maybe. Summer King, she is not. My name is Savon. Call me my name. You are old for your kind, and seeming forgetful, so I will excuse it. You should correct yourself. He is alive now and alert. Do you believe you will control him too? My listening is sword sharp. Be warned and be quiet. For now I shall think, and I shall eat. Ox would be good, and sheep, and onions. My gathering thoughts see a picture of the world undragoned. I do not know what has passed in those years, but I am sure it all wants meaning. That is what I shall give it, I suppose. The night will age in gray. It will be buried in orange light. The first night of Savon's re-life is musically quiet, a pregnant rest preceding the world's next movement. Wow. Alright. We slaughter a warlord and witness the birth of a dragon. Okay, let's wrap up the chapter end here and hopefully not get thrust into a beginning of chapter combat, and then we'll call it there. Alright, during the years of peace, Rolf joined Shenny and combed Goblin Cedar Stand, documenting species and studying their great causal webs. Kalfar spent hours outdoors, communing with the spirits of the places he visited and exploring that new connection he had discovered between all things. While out for an evening stroll, Crane accidentally locked eyes with a forest squirrel. Taking this for an invitation, the creature became a permanent fixture on his windowsill.
Hey, you don't have fleas, do you?
Daneth went back to the place she grew up and was tempted by old acquaintances to remain there, but in the end, the past proved an unwise place to linger. From nest to wing, the dragon was insatiable. His curious palate wandered. He just ate a terror bird. Growing in bone and weight and wit, he left few creatures unawed. The Drauven, once united behind Thuvane, soon forgot their old lord. Even had none of them pledged for Savan, dragon gravity would have bent a nation up around him. Savan's early years passed unmarked by human eyes, well beyond the wilds where even hill painters went. If the predations and hunts of tribute had stayed in those places, likely all would have turned out differently. After many years, Freyland uncovered the secret to ultimate wisdom.
Once you get old enough, people just assume you're wise. That's the whole secret.
And he retires. Because he is old. And he gives all of his experience to Zariah, as was foretold. Alright, hopefully you level up at least once. Good. I'll take it. Good. Open Mind Plus, huh? Would have liked one of the other two, I suppose, but I won't say no. I might take Endurance. Open Mind Plus is good. A range increase by 1.6 is fun, and then it becomes a free action to withdraw, but I don't know. Endurance is kind of fine. I need to save these legacy points. I can't be spending these on a reroll here. It's not worth it at this difficulty. Elementalist is not bad. I do have arches. It's an interesting idea. Yeah, it's interesting to me. Okay, I need to think briefly. What do I take? I could take the armor and the warding. It's not bad. Her stats are fine. Armor and warding would be valuable. Her gear, she's using the low armor, but with warding version. Elementalist is potentially stronger than Open Mind here. I'm going to take Open Mind, though. I think the range increase is enough to value this, and I don't want the reroll, so we'll take that. I do not want Rolf to transform here. Bow is better than crossbow for sure. Yeah, no. Okay. I need to upgrade people. Let's see. Daneth, 67. Retires after this chapter, of course. Crane, do you make it? Too many years of peace. Yeah, there were too many years of peace. He doesn't make it. By 2 years. Okay. Does Rolf make it? Alright, so he at least makes it. Which means I probably should respect him a little bit. Yeah, probably. Well, he already mostly upgraded, though. Ah, dang, losing Crane here is a real struggle. My Chapter 5 is going to be very weak. At least I keep unremembered. So here's the deal. I need Zariah to be upgraded. Period. Just no doubt in my mind that I require that. Yeah. I will take the fabric upgrade on her. She's immediately replacing the other dude, so I need her to be strong. I could upgrade this staff, right? That's what, 7 fabrics and spell threads. I can upgrade both the staff and... Yeah, I can upgrade the staff and her armor and truly make her strong, and then she can eventually see a spirit, and that will help that. Okay, so that's good. Now, I'm out of spell threads, sadly. And almost everything is going to require spell threads for upgrades. Sure is. Sure is. My team on this chapter is Zariah, Unremembered, Rolf, Daneth, and Crane. I'm going to be too short on chapter 5. I'll need to recruit someone in this chapter, basically, and hope it be a warrior. So one of my legacy Mythwalker warriors would be ideal here. Kalfar, he's kind of trash, but he did at least see Spell Touched, which potentially makes him not abysmal. But I'm not playing with him yet, so I don't want to upgrade him yet. Right. How much does it take? 3 legacy points for this Vigil Keeper upgrade? That's bonus damage, bonus stunt damage. Anything else change here? No. It's strong, but it's not super critical. Did he also get long reach here? No, I upgraded archery instead. Okay. I don't know if he needs this. This gives him another range. 10.6. Get the hell out of here. That's fine. Probably upgrade that in Act 5, I would suspect. I don't want to spend my legacy points. I anticipate needing a lot of these. Zariah is powerful here. Yeah. Yeah, she's good. She's good. Okay. She will help a lot with her abilities. She's not quite the compulsion mage. She's different, but it'll be fine. We remember her from the Deepest campaign. Yeah, this will have to do for now. No further upgrades. I need to find fabrics and spell threads, it seems like. Spell threads in particular. Yeah, okay. Alright, fair enough. Let's move on. The shadows deepen. What do you have for me? The Poison of Gleaming. In the canyon of his hatching, Savon's enclave is a place of natural elegance. In ancient times, he says, he often rested here and wrestled his siblings and waged his pleasures on the world. Get off your haunches, dragon. Summer is for cloud tasting. You can see a fine afternoon in the river valley. I was there 2 nights. The linden trees are never so fragrant as now, and the breeze from the south, it cools the eyes, the neck. The flight itself is fun. I know it's common for your kind to make an egg. Many eggs. She looks on. They interact. Since I hatched, I've wondered whether you might make one. I am asked this a lot. I do not expect common questions from you, Savon, so that is why my neck scales are edge to edge. You're a death-destined species, and you'll leave me alone soon. The egg is immortality. Obviously, in my case, that meaning is truer. The Demon Versal claims his bale all bore dragon blood, that he himself. He believes too much in the stories he was told. No dragon has ever given life to another creature. Not because we can't. Just... Can you? No. It does not surprise me. Poor Versal. I will tell you something, Savon, because you are like a little brother. I do not wish for eggs. We can choose to grow them, or we can choose not to, and I choose not to. Mrekmat. but I wonder what I will do when you are dead. My true kin, I was the first of them to be slain. I remember that I fell on the spike of the Fenwalker. I filled my dying jaws with her. Don't imagine I did not, but so I bled to sleep, and slept a long time. I can only think they followed me to their eggs, my siblings. That I am the first reborn is poetry, isn't it? Maybe it'll be the business of my life then, when you're gone, to find them, and wake them, and... yes, one day. There are other Drauven I am sure you would take to, Savon. Yarsa is a young knight. He is smart and honorable, and very funny. But today I am young enough to fly at your side, and now the summer's gold dragonflies scatter light over the Reven. The Devon came here. Versal did? Did you not notice the chest? She opens it. Have you ever seen so many rot and useless things, Piark? Well, I'll tell you, kid, it doesn't make much sense. Got some years on you, and I never heard of our Uncle Drauv clutching after a gemstone, a coin piece, or even an ornate weapon. I hear you, but this woman says... All you have to do is come out to Finnefield with me. Ask others. Poor Mr. Proudhugh's lost everything. Didn't even have much for them to take on account of his second wife. From his farm down to his town proper, they slaughtered who stood against them, and rummaged and took the most gleaming things they found. Hardly any meat, lots of heirlooms, gold and silver and jewels. It's only the first such collection you can expect, mighty Savon. Now you're older, it's time for your ascendancy. He is at an age with a sap-drinking Svik, Versal. He is still growing. Ascendancy sounds like a fair amount of effort, also. Ascendancy? It's easier when you're young. Your joints are soft, your mind is strong. Versal, Devon Versal, now you invite human animosity. I have noticed your shoulder is cold and bare since that time. I wonder if your bird simply refuses to return to one who has betrayed his own swearing. Unfair. Trava was a good bird. A cougar likely snagged him. But letting the past be the past, I fail to see how a box of earth brights, be they silver or sapphire, will serve Savon. What good 10 such boxes will be, or 20? Could 20 such boxes even be found and filled? It's a tall number for any militia to take on, certainly if they're veteran Drauven. I thought the old warlord's death, that boneheaded knight, was meant to prevent another thing like this. There's not really anyone else who can fight them like we can. And we can if we're up to it. I'm not in a worse shape. Not as young as before, though. Give me a battle trade I can learn. I'm not far past my prime. I've got hoeing hands, farm shoulders, country knowledge, Pete in my heart. How long should you be held away from conflict, Savon? It is better for posterity that the dragon announce himself, rather than be found, skulking amongst his nest neateners. The Devon has aged to transparency, has he not? He hopes only to be around to bask in your glory. You are the sun before the dawn still. The day will be ever long, and there is no reason to rush your rising. Breathe in the starlight, hear the song of things, and gain wisdom. What does the sun fear? Huh. Interesting. Another choice. I'm pausing on this because I'm reading. He can listen to Versal, and we can add a Drauven calamity to the pool. They're already pretty upgraded. That will stack up over time. Or Savon and Piark can gain health and armor. I assume this means eventually I must fight and kill these two. And giving them stats is potentially a very bad idea, right? What is more likely to slay me, though? a Drauven calamity, potentially, over 2 chapters, or the final bosses of the campaign? That's a great question, and one that is not so obvious to answer to me. The calamity is probably... The calamity is probably the right choice here. I can weather another calamity. There are still... Oh man, I don't know. I don't want to upgrade these things. Pilots could be scary. I'm going to actually take the plus health and armor here. I respect the Drauven's combat skills in random combats more than most groups, right? I will take the +1 health and armor here. I am also uncertain what all this treasure will yield me. I like its luster, but it's not as if I can sleep upon it. Aversal looks back. Would you prefer we capture mattresses, great Savon? Blankets and pillows and curtains for your fearsome dead? Colorful curtains? The audacity of the Drauven raids is never as high as it was that summer, or the spring that preceded it. But Drauven warriors are hot with imagining, and their eagerness to plunder gleaming things for their new lord does not fully ebb. Pick it up, I guess. So the company is called again to arms. They must trace trails and topple outposts, track stolen treasures to a distant canyon, and there a mythic maw awaits them. Let's see your swing. I don't want... Who are you? Yandred? I guess you can be a warrior, whatever. I don't want you. Working the farm? You think about swinging the tools. That's certainly what I prefer. Who are you? Oh, good. At least I can recruit. Jeez. I was like, oh, whatever. You're pointless to me. It's really interesting, actually. We have a very good layout here, right? They only can come from one side. I need, what did I say? Fabrics and spell threads. What's up here? 2 fabrics. 2 fabrics is pretty good, right? I should go claim that. 2 fabrics, yeah? That will be a good number for me. Yeah, alright, fine. So who does the 2 fabrics for me? Berg. Send the dudes we don't like. Yandred, Kalfar. Sure, you 3 can go do that. The others? Oh, I need to rebuild Finnefeld? Oh, because it was destroyed. Yeah, okay, it was destroyed. Fine, so we will rebuild Finnefeld then. Fine. Cool, it has been rebuilt. Great job. I need to... This place has to be heavily defended. This has to go tier 3. Yeah, it just absolutely has to. Okay, great. Let's see. Spell threads. Yeah, send it. Good job. This has to be tier 3. Cool. Okay, now, recruit. Who do we get? Beautiful. Kialera, I'll take it. A warrior to replace my other warrior, who will expire at the end of this chapter. Cool. Recruit. Bring her in. The Moose People. Your skills will not go unappreciated, Kialera. We'll be heading out tomorrow. Meet me at the main road in the morning. She doesn't say anything. She looks grim. The Moose People. So that's the title of this next chapter. Alright, we're gonna do this preparing incursion. Yeah, of course it goes this way. That's fine. Worthwhile. Finish the recruitment. Okay. And now we spend pretty much... Oh, wow. Stormthroat 2? Hell no. Extra armor. Ooh, the red cloak. Extra health. That's tough, right? What do I threaten? What's more threatening? The extra health on the red cloak or the extra armor on a pilot? These are both extremely threatening enemies. Probably extra armor, honestly. Oh no, it'll be the extra. We can pierce that with backstabs and things. Alright, fine. Yep. Let's finish the recruit. Good job. Okay. Now, who do I leave behind? Because I don't necessarily... I could bring Kielera and get her some experience here. She's probably even better than Danith out of the gate. That's kind of funny to think about, right? 32 days. We have a long way to go. I'm not really worried about these Drauven Ravagers then. Alright, so I have to clear Drauven sites. Okay, fair enough. We will resolve what's coming next in this next episode, because I think we've done enough here. Yeah, I think we've done enough here. I recruited, I have a warrior, which is excellent news. She's going to be great to replace Danith when Danith goes, and also Crane. We have at least, was that 1, 2, 3, 4 people locked in then, and I'll recruit someone new in Chapter 5, and we should be good. Whew, alright, good. Glad to see a strong warrior to pick that back up, to handle the slack. And that will be everything. We enter into Chapter 4 in the next episode, and hopefully things go well. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like or a dislike if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And come back next time to hopefully get us through Chapter 4. Take care, folks.